think sometimes people feel they can literally say whatever they want on Twitter, on X, excuse me.
Absolutely.
Is this a warning that actually you can't just do that?
It is. It is an explicit warning that even if you don't mention the person's name, that you could still be held liable for defamation. And in this case, it's a serious one because it's criminal defamation, which was actually instituted by the National Prosecuting Authority after, obviously, the Khumalos laid a complaint. So I think it is a big warning for anybody who thinks that they can just share anything on social media without thinking about the legal ramifications.
In this case, I mean, as you point out, it wasn't just just defamation, but crimen injuria. And I think people forget there are things you cannot say. Yes, we talk about freedom of speech, but it's not absolute. To say some things, to lie, is actually a criminal offense.
It is, and especially if in this particular case, I mean, it's quite an interesting one, Stephen. There was first a protection order, which was actually granted. It was a final protection order against the author. The author then proceeded to publish a book, and in the book, she actually posted the case number of the protection order. Which is furthering, the damage that has happened. Furthermore, in the book, on page 105, she mentions, she further defames them and actually says that, the protection order was only received because they've bribed the magistrate. And something like that is defamatory conduct. You're accusing someone of a criminal activity and, it's very detrimental to their reputation. If you consider this couple, they're a power couple, they're, in businesses, and if somebody says something like that, it will have devastating effects for their business and for their personal lives.
In this case, Phamotse had no evidence to back up her claims, and let me be clear, her claims were a little bit mad, and I won't repeat them. Do we need to worry at all about any limitation on freedom of speech here, or do you think the law was absolutely correct on this case?
I think the law was actually absolutely correct in this case, Stephen. If you consider there was a final protection order, you consider the book of the cover. I mean, the book of the cover says, I can tweet what I like, so sue me. It is a deliberate, it's intentional and it's unlawful because essentially there was a protection order in place. And then number two, if a normal person or a lawyer like myself goes to court and I have the case number, I can draw a conclusion. Even a normal person on the streets can draw a conclusion because if you look at that case number, if you go to court and uplift the file, you will see exactly who the parties are. So even though she didn't mention them in the tweet, by virtue of her putting up the case number and furthermore, putting more evidence and saying in her book on page 105 that these people actually got this protection order because they have money and that they have bribed a magistrate. I think, she could have done so much. She could have dissociated herself from this content from the word go when she got the protection order, which advised her not to say anything about them, but she further said stuff about them. She further continued. She didn't even warn the people, obviously, in her comments, who were putting names out there. And she actually tweeted that she loves it, and she laughed when they actually named the couple part of the commenters. I think the National Prosecuting Authority, could have taken it a step further and actually also gone after the people who actually mentioned the couple's name, even though under the tweet that the author had tweeted.
What today really means for our family. It's been 5 arduous, horrendous years walking this journey and being in this court, I don't know, probably 30 times. And the verdict today is really not for only the Khumalos, but for every single person in this country who works hard and earn a living on their good name. And then they wake up and then be shamed. Somebody decided to wake up and get on a Twitter mountain with a keyboard. And literally, this is a victory for every single person. There are many people in this country who've taken their lives from being cyberbullied. And today, this unprecedented judgment is for all of us. For my children who had to live in shame over the last 5 years. For my parents' legacy who raised us well. And today, I want to thank everybody who, this is my guy. I want to thank Ian for everything. Standing in the course and getting us to this far. It's been horrendous. It's been horrific. It's been hurtful. It's been soul-breaking. It's been unkind. That somebody will just wake up and attack people that she does not even know. And I see my sister who has been consistently walking this journey with me. And I just want to say thank you. And thank you. I think you should say a few words.